Welcome back to Bluebell Island for episode 17 with me, MrSealyp. Field 8A is in the process of being seeded with soybean. It's a fair sized field, so I think get the most out of it I can. A few odd things have happened over the last couple of days, some very peculiar stuff. I had a funny 5 minutes yesterday when I did my Westbridge Hills episode. I don't know what happened, but anyway, yeah, very peculiar. I think I was feeling pretty ill yesterday, and I don't know why. I feel a lot better today, but it was yeah. There is no excuse, there's no explanation. I don't know. I just went a bit berserk. Anyway, this is being done and won't take too long. Hopefully it'll get finished before the seeder needs refilling. That's kind of the plan. I did say I was going to cultivate in the cover crop in the oilseed radish in field 18 and 20. That's what I'm heading over to do next. I have the barrel weight on the front. I'll start with 18 and then we'll move over to 20. Now, if you remember, and you've probably got a better memory than I have, especially if you're watching these as we go. Let's go to the back, open out the Unia cultivator. That these fields were slurry spread with the high spec 2300. I always try to remember the numbers. So they've had their first fertilising state. Now I'm going to cultivate in the cover crop, which will give me the second fertilising state. So drop that down, and away we go. I don't do cover crop very often, but then it doesn't require. It requires very little seed to do the cover crop, which means you're not wasting a lot of money on seed to put it into the ground. You do have to wait, I know that's the only downside, for it to get into its first growth stage before you can do this, before you can cultivate it in. But it's relatively inexpensive. It's a lot cheaper than fertiliser spraying the field, although fertiliser spraying or spreading is quicker, because you can do it straight away. With this you have to wait, so it depends if you're trying to save money, if you're trying to be more kind of eco-friendly, better for the environment and the crops and the plants and the ground, and you know, with runoff and all those kind of things. So what I will do is very quickly. We always say I'm going to check the map. Of course I'm going to check the map. This mapping is provided by drone technology. That's what I'm going with. Go with me on this. Which flies over, gives us a good overview of what's happening. There we go. Field 18 is now going from its first fertilising state here. Oh, hang on. Now I'm puzzled, because that's shown dark blue, which puts it on its last state. How's that happened? Oh, did I spray it? Oh, that could be. Well, that's interesting. I slurry spread the field, and I think then when I put the cover crop in, I then fertiliser spread it, which gave me the second state. This is giving me the last one. So when I seed it, I won't need to do anything else with it. It won't need weeding, it won't need spraying, it won't need anything. This will put it in the last state. I forgot about that step. Oh, there we go. Well, happy days. Right, this is something I don't do very often. And there's a reason why I don't do it very often. Not the cover crop, I'm talking about something else now. I've had a couple of people asking me for shout outs on videos. Now, the problem is it opens the floodgates. And people have had shout outs, absolutely they have. People that get shout outs, I might have mentioned this before, I'm not too sure. I'll give shout outs to people if they've helped me out with something, if they've given me an idea for something, if they've, especially if somebody's donated on PayPal, any of those things. or somebody that's been a long time commenter that's always helped me with advice, has been friendly, helpful, kind, whatever it might be. Generally speaking, those guys get shout outs. If people start messaging me just saying give me a shout out, I'm not going to do shout outs just for the sake of doing a shout out, because the problem is then you have 50 people, 100 people, 1,000 people send you messages every day, give a shout out, and you know the whole episode would just be shout outs. So I will give shout outs for people that have done something, been helpful, you know, all those kind of things. But this particular time I am giving a shout out to, just make sure I get this right, to Ron. Thank you, Ron. Regular commenting on various different things on my Facebook page. I won't say his surname. And also Nox K39, shout out to you. I hope you guys are watching all of the videos, because obviously if I give you a shout out on one Let's Play and not another, you're not going to know, are you? Which is a bit of a pain. And the last shout out I'm going to do on this video, actually no, there's two more. One is for Moggy. Moggy suggested that to balance out the Kramer, to put a weight on the back of it because it's got the hook. I've tried various different weights and I can't get them to hook up. It was a cracking idea and definitely worth a go. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. If I am, let me know. If you've got it to work on yours, please get back to me, Moggy. But thank you, Moggy, for that idea. And lastly is Lars. Lars, thank you so much. It's very, very kind of you, very generous of you. Thank you. So Lars, you know who you are. Thank you very much. What I'm going to do now is set a worker to finish this off, which means now when I seed it I don't have to worry. I'll seed it, it's had all the fertilising states it needs, and it can be then left. Am I going to miss some here? Yes. Just goes to show how far off I was. I wasn't going in a straight line, was I? Brilliant. Right, I'll just do that bit myself and then I'll set work properly. If you want the job done properly. I don't say if you want it done properly, do it yourself. Not so much with me. Helper C has not completed their task. Helper C has merely done part of it. When I set work on this, I'm off to show you the next thing, which is again it's not unusual, but okay. So I'm in my little Kramer. I bought the little Kramer because I needed a telehandler, and it's kind of a mini sort of Diddy version of a telehandler. And I said because, you know, I was trying to go with older machinery and small machinery, it kind of worked, you know. So yeah, I had a weird, I'd say weird, it's not weird, that sounds awful. So anyway, as I was saying, it wasn't weird at all. It was a very nice thing. Now, after CLEG bought me the New Holland T6 and said she'd ship it to the island, I had a message left the other day. I want to get this right as well. This is by Jack T 2002. Jack, thank you very much. It was a very lovely gesture, a very nice thing to do. And Jack sent me a message saying, I have bought and shipped a Manitou with attachments, and he listed the attachments, to the golden days of farming, so they should be arriving at the old docks at some point. That was a very nice thing to do, and I like the fact you're kind of going with the narrative, the idea that CLEG did it. I like that. Well, the call came in, I'm down at the old docks, and the Manitou has arrived. Now, with its attachments, it's an interesting thing, because I've only just bought the Kramer really. Turn it off and jump out. Now, I did say on this map it was like old machinery, old farming, that kind of thing, but there's no reason why you can't bring it into the 21st century a little bit, you know. The Kramer's a modern bit of equipment, just small. Now, I'm not sure, I'm not convinced, and this is incredible. I mean, you know, wow. I do love the Manitou. It's a cool telehandler. Is it too modern for the island, or is it about time the island had a bit of, you know, a bit of fresh blood? We've got the T6, and we're not going mad, but you know, and there's some nice attachments here. Now I'm in a real dilemma here, and I'm torn. It's a lovely, lovely gesture, very, very nice thing to do, and I don't want to throw that back in the person's face. And you know, Jack, it's great, thank you. I don't want to say, well, it's a lovely gesture, I've got it, thank you, I'll sell it and I'll have the money. No, that seems out of order. That's like getting a birthday or Christmas present and taking it back to the shop to get the money for it. That's, you know, you just don't do that, do you? It's a gift. So I'm keeping it. I'm going to have it on the island. Why not? I'm not sure how many jobs I'm going to have for it to do, but it was a gift, so I've got it. But what it does mean is I can take the Kramer back. Now the Kramer only cost me 6,000, so I'm not going to get a 6,000, 60,000. I'm not going to get a huge amount of money for the Kramer, but I'll get some money back. It seems pointless having two of them, so I'm going to keep the Manitou and the Kramer's going back. They are both modern machines. The Manitou's a little bit bigger, but... So Jack, thank you very much, it's a very nice thing to do. That said, you know, the gesture's lovely, and I think it's a cracking idea. Very, very nice. It does help with narratives of stories, and it also helps if I haven't got the money to buy machinery. That said, I don't want people now messaging me saying, oh, MrSealyp, I've just bought you a case quad tract for the Golden Days of Farming, it should be arriving at the docks, or, you know, I bought you 15 big buds for Westbridge Hills. You know, it's a very nice thing, and I did have a good chuckle when I got the message. I thought, that is so cool that someone's watched the videos and they've kind of gone with that narrative that myself and CLEG went with, and have kind of replicated it. I thought it was a nice touch, I did like that, so thank you very much for that, Jack. Made me smile. But anyway, so yeah, we've got a Manitou now. Cool. Also means I can sell this, get a little bit of money back in the bank. The whole premise for this map, and I don't know how many episodes this will continue for. I've got a few things I want to do, like I say, greenhouses I want to get. That may be in this episode actually. I'm just thinking, once the cover crop's done, which was what I needed to get done in this episode, or I do need to do the silage harvest on field 7 to compare to the original silage harvest and see how much more silage we get. The problem is, without bringing it all the way over to the bunker silos at the old docks, I don't know where I'll put the silage, but that needs doing. But also greenhouses, I've got some manure, and I've got got a little water tank, haven't I, left over at the little barn that I found, my barn find in Bunny Rabbit Ears. So you did me proud for the very fleeting time I had with you, but it's time to go. We'll go back anyway. Oh, that's not bad, 51,000. And it cost me 60. It's depreciated a bit, but excellent. Right, bit of a walk back then. I'll see you back at the cover crops. So field 18's been done. Made a jolly good job of this. If we go through over the hedge, field 20 is also being done. Brilliant. Apart from the odd crash of harvesters and stuff like that, I can't fault the workers, they do a brilliant job on this island. So, that's carrying on. Wonderful. I've just topped off the tank on the seeder. Field 8A has been seeded with soybean. So now I'm going to head to 18 and 20. 20's just here. And get the crops in the ground. I don't know what to put in the ground actually, I'm just thinking. Got a lot of soybean going on. But that'll be for selling. Whoa, I should have put a front weight on that, shouldn't I? Maybe go OSR. I might do one wheat, one... Actually, I need to look on the map. I'm trying to think, what have I got on the go at the moment? So I've got soybean. I've got wheat in field 3. Sunflowers that need harvesting in 5. 7's got corn, but I will be using that. 9 has got corn. 8A's now got soybean in. 13's got barley. 8's got... Yes, I haven't got much OSR on the go. Maybe I'll get some... Oh, 8 has though. 8's got some canola, but I could probably do with some more. Certainly wouldn't hurt. Tell you what, I haven't done poplars or anything like that, have I? That would get me over to the sawmill, wouldn't it? But as I recall, they take so long to grow. Ridiculous amount of time to grow. Plus I'd need to get all the extra equipment to do it, and then I'd need a forage harvester for cutting them with a special header. Oh yeah, that'd be a bit of a pain, wouldn't it? I think field 18 I'm going to stick canola, oilseed rape. My inner turmoil. What should I do? So let's change that crop to wheat, barley. There we go. And away we go. I tell you what, the bearings on those wheels are going to be shot in no time, aren't they? Right, that's been seeded while that's been finished off. Now I'm just literally just north of the dairy farm. You can just see the roof there of the barn, milking shed, whatever you want to call it. There's a couple of areas I'm looking at. I like this area is quite flat, but I was using this for grass cutting a while back. It's not too bad. This is for greenhouses. I'm thinking about where I can put them. We've got the field here around this side, which again is quite flat. It's nice, quite a large size. But then round the corner here we've got this smaller field. Now it's a little bit hillier, and I don't know how, yeah, whether the greenhouse would sit so nicely on here. But I thought about here maybe stick a couple of greenhouses. I don't know, I'm thinking out loud. So whilst I was bringing the Manitou over here with the forks to put them away, I've got to find out where I'm going to put the Manitou. It suddenly reminded me something I forgot all about. The Keenan Mech Fiber forage mixer, food mixer, we've been working on, and it's done. Required a little bit of money. The money at the top right hand corner has been fluctuating up and down for the last few episodes, all over the place, buying seed and fertiliser and various different things. It required a new oil bath in the bottom, because the chains go through and oil themselves through an oil bath. The oil bath was rusted, had a hole in it, had to be gone. New shaft bearings, there's all sorts of stuff. It was rusted, it was a mess. It's had a new spray job, new wheels and tyres. The whole thing looks amazing, and it is in here looking wonderful. Oh, look at it, gleaming. True technology. Oh yes, this is looking so much better than it was when I found it. Very, very nice indeed. Let's have a look in the back. Remember how it looked when we had a look in here before? Gleaming and wondrous. It works, it turns, everything is as it should be. So there we go, the Keenan Mech Fiber 340. The electronics I think have been fixed. I assume they've been fixed. That says 0, so we'll have to see when we give that its first rollout, see how we get on with it. But it is fixed, it is done, and that's ready to go back over to the dairy farm, and we might get a load of power food done with that. But I thought I'd show you, just remembered. I came over, and as I dropped it off, I looked over, oh yeah, that's in the barn, isn't it? That's all done and sorted. So there we go, the mech fibre is done. Now, it's funny I'm saying, you know, the telehandler, it's big, and it's not actually that much bigger than the Kramer. It sits a bit lower, I think. It's a bit wider, but when I thought about the barns, oh, it's not going to fit anywhere, its actual footprint isn't much bigger, really, than one of the tractors. So, actually, will this hook up to the mech fibre? Let's see. If this will hook up, I might as well take it over. Possibly not. I know the Merlot hooks up to a lot of stuff. No. It's frustrating that, isn't it? That they won't hook up to some things. Anyway, let's take it here for the time being. Do like these. Right, okay, where were we? Oh yeah, I need to get on the blower to the contractors about these greenhouses. See if we can get them at least on the go. And then we'll check on the fields, make sure they're all going okay. I need to get a bit of fertiliser spread on field 8A. That's been seeded, so that needs a little bit of something on it, just to help out. Or I could wait and maybe weed it in the first growth stage, or spray it after that. I don't know yet. We shall see. Have we got any eggs while I'm here? We have. A plethora. Okay. So we are at 8A. Thought I might as well get this done. It's got a good reach on it, this fertiliser spreader. I do like this. We'll get this done. And I think that I might even put that as last spread, but that'll just give it a bit of a boost, as it's supposed to. I'm pretty sure at some point in the programming, whether it was with the update, I'm not too sure, but fertiliser spreaders, sprayers, generally the yield, like how much you get out of them, seems way better. I always recall using the Guardian boom sprayer, the New Holland one, and the Amazon one, and then being awful when you get through the tank so quickly. But this isn't a small field. I mean, it's not massive, but it's not a small field. But it's not using hardly any of this, and considering it's a wide spray on here, or a wide spread, should I say, it really isn't using very much at all. I'm not knocking it. I think it's brilliant. I love the fact that Zetor just doesn't stop. You put your foot on the brakes, nothing, it just carries on, trundling forwards. It'll stop in its own time, when it's ready. That is done. Didn't take too long at all. Wonderful. So this is another one that seems to sit really long way back on its suspension, but I can't find anything at the moment that I can hook onto the front that's worked as a weight. It won't hook up to the barrels. I've tried going around the opposite side to the 3-point link on a weight. Doesn't seem to want to know. There must be something. I even tried the Massey Ferguson front weight that's kind of designed for that, but I assume that only works on the Massey Fergusons. But anyway, it's doing a cracking job. It's my fertiliser spreader. It's not the fastest tractor out there, but remember what I said before, I've given it a purpose. So I'm in the process of bringing the mech fibre back, and it seems to have gone really weird. It's gone almost like hazy in the air. The weather on the right says, well, it looks like snow, snow or hail, but the sky seems blue above it. It's really weird. Find somewhere to park this up. How peculiar. I was hoping to begin construction on the greenhouses. However, it's going to pour with rain. That's going to really hamper that. I think I'm going to go with this site here. I know it's a little bit further away, it means transporting the manure and that kind of thing, but I like this little plot here. Should give us a nice bit of sun. The slope will probably help, although, like I say, the mist is a bit peculiar. Let's park this up. I think this will do quite nicely. About the right size. Yeah, very weird. Well, the higher I seem to come, the better it seems to be. Yeah, I think this is going to be it. Just down in here. Well, literally within the last 2 minutes, it's clouded over. Wow, is that rain, hail, snow? I'm not sure what it is. It's falling, but behind me, you should be able to make out the sound of construction. I hope everything's okay. Anyway, it's been some time. The construction continues. The weather is horrible. Hopefully this will break sometime soon. I'm going to go and sit in the cab, I think. Getting soaked. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, or nearly 10 past 3 in the afternoon, and the rain has finally stopped. The building work is complete, and we have greenhouses. Phew, what a day. And here they are. Now, weirdly enough, all the places I'd marked out for building, I got told that they couldn't be placed where I wanted to put them. But I have to say, I'm quite pleased with where they've been put. I've got 2 for lettuce, 1 for tomatoes. 1 here. 1 up on the hillside here a little bit for the tomatoes. And 1 for lettuce up here on the hillside as well. I think they're all going to get the sun very nicely. It'll work very well here. Right, next job then. I need to get some water in these and some manure. Right, water. Oh yeah, I know what I can do. The water tank. I'm really pleased with that. They look really good there. Jolly good work. The only problem I have got is that small water, like the oil drum one that I found. I'm sure it's got quite a small capacity. So I might have to do a couple of trips backwards and forwards to fill it up, I think. is it? It was over here somewhere, wasn't it? Where? There we go, in there. Wow. That's pretty old school. But then just like welded two oil drums together. Well, it looks a bit more I'd say it looks a bit more professional than that. I wouldn't say, yeah, maybe professional is not the best word to use. Where can I fill this up? I can fill it up from the sea, that's salt water, but I could do. Blimey, I need to sort out all the animals. It's all looking a little bit messy, isn't it? Okay. Yep, it's going to be 2,000 litres, isn't it? Whilst this is a quality find, I'm not sure it's going to be that useful. It'll be good for topping up, but I think initial filling up you need something a bit bigger, don't you really? Might as well use it now, I've got water in it. Hopefully this will work. If I put a little bit in each, that might work, mightn't it? And that'll do on that one. Just to get them going, and then I can come back and fill them up. Then we'll get the manure in and get them really productive. Perfect. Right, the last one. Well, that's the first step, and that is also the end of this episode. Hopefully, the start of the next episode, we'll get the manure in here. That's probably the best bet. I'll get these topped up, sort out the animals, and we'll get some manure sorted out. We now have greenhouses. It's a good spot. I do like it. Very nice indeed. Okay, well, that's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. As always, thanks for watching.